Howdy ho, guys and gals. Welcome to Sunday Night Tool Talk Live with me and, well, the little guy over here. Hold on, let me pause this over here. No, I don't want any of that. Go away. All right. Sorry about that. Anyway, Tool Talk Live. Jess will be here in just a minute, but we have a stand-in for now.
Hello.
He's over here flexing on everybody with his toy. Let's get to the chats here. We got Princess Jamie coming in first. We got Carzo hitting it with the $5 super chat off the bat. Wow, even before we started. My man says, hey folks, love the channel for you. Think Makita Milwaukee DeWalt will react, or Delta, sorry, will react to Flex announcement with deals of their own, or will they lay low? Well, we already saw that Makita, these guys are not, they're not getting caught unaware with this. There's corporate, I don't call it espionage, but they talk. There's rumors and stuff going back and forth, and you look like Pikachu with horns.
He says that like it's a bad thing.
So they all know. They all knew this was coming out, and you can't think it was a coincidence that Makita decided to launch their 40-volt line and do their big 40-volt announcement. Bosch recently did a big announcement. I think Milwaukee's not going to try and react to it overtly, because when you're in first place, and they're not actually, that's the funny thing. They're like first place in, how do you say it? Hardcore fan kind of stuff. DeWalt is in first place in sales. All right, you guys got to realize DeWalt's first place in sales. So DeWalt and Milwaukee, I don't think they're going to make an overt reaction to this, because they're going to be like, if we recognize you, then we legitimize you. But I think that there will be some subtle, like they'll take advantage of the timing, like Spring Black Friday and stuff like that. So I think we will see some stuff from them, nothing overt, but we've already seen reactions from Makita, from Bosch, and I think we'll get some from some others as well. Joseph says, you're my favorite YouTube. Love the videos. Thank you so much.
Did we ring a bell?
I don't do that.
Okay, I have a bell.
What do you have?
3, 2, 1. No.
That's interesting.
Yes.
Terrifying. Sorry, I get the sniffles here tonight.
It's allergies. I had them all day.
Sorry, I got lost here. Remember, also type in @DenaTools, like it says right above my head. That way, I'll know that you're talking to me, and I can react, or at least respond to you, or you guys can talk amongst yourselves, however you like doing that sort of thing. All right, let's see here. What else we got here? Joseph Denny's in the house. John Gonzalez is here. Hey, John, how you doing? Ryan, Eugene, Super Jamster, Barbecue 76, my man. How goes it? Wohawk's in the house. Shaka is here. Neil F. What else we got here? I think that's it. Wow. And anyway, let's see here. Can you guys hear this? Because I'm not seeing your chat. Why is your chat window? You got way more on your chat window than I have on mine.
This is live. I don't know, because you didn't hit the down arrow.
Oh.
Hi. This is our first day.
No, I did before.
Hello.
Now it's moving. Wow.
Hey, Jerome.
Technical issues.
Grenwild. Did I say that anywhere correct? $5 super chat. Love the content as always. Thanks. Keep it up. So 3, 2, 1. Bing! Thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you so much. And thank you for enjoying our content. We love being here.
Let's see here. Neil says, I'm not opposed to new lines, but Flex has a long way until they jump ship on Milwaukee 12 and 18 volt and Snap-on 14.4. Well, and we don't even know if they're going to be coming out with a low power version. I would like to think that they would. It would seem to be the right thing to do. So just so you know, Flex is, for Chevron, it's going to be their full tilt professional line. Kobalt is not going away. I actually had a conference call with 4 of the guys from Chevron on Friday, And I got to tell you, just great guys. Most of them are up and around the Chicago area, and these are hardcore tool people. You know, even though I was talking to one of the guys, he was the director of messaging or something. He knew these tools in and out. He uses the tools. It's everyone there seems to really know what they're doing. They're not just suits and that kind of stuff. But anyway, they said, I asked him point blank, is this going to affect Kobalt? Are you going to, is Kobalt going to become the redhead stepchild? You know, you had the XTR. Is that line going to go away because it's going to be butting heads too close with the Flex stuff? They said, no, not at all. That they have tons of plans for Kobalt. Kobalt is owned by Lowe's. So Lowe's, that's their baby. Shervon makes the tools for it, but that's Lowe's baby. So they're not going to give up on that line. So Flex is the Pro, the Full Tilt Pro. Kobalt is going to be the Value Pro. And then Skill is their entry-level tool line that's compete against the higher-end Ryobi stuff. And they have a 12-volt line in that. So that's why I'm thinking, that there's got to be a 12-volt line coming out, or 14 or something, for the Flex line at some point. Super Jamster says, as though Bear shall speak, it will be good, and we will roar his name. Let's see here what else is going on. Dwayne Larson says, hey gang, what's up? David Corella says, howdy. B. Gunter says, hello everyone. Mike, hey Mike, how's it going, man? Barbecue 76 says, Chaka says, let the truth be known, Ryobi is supreme, not my word. Take it for whatever it is, he wanted you to know the truth. Not nice, man. Donna Ross says, hey Donna Ross, how you doing? Says, replace the 2006 Grand Caravan with the 2010 Town & Country. Grand Caravan drove away an hour ago. Nice upgrade. I gotta tell you, I got my first minivan, and it was a Plymouth Voyager, and I got it back in the 90s, and this is when I started doing tech kind of work, and I loved it. So what I did was we took the middle seat out, because I didn't have any kids. But, this was in the Midwest, and, I didn't want to have a full-size van, and a pickup truck leaves stuff exposed, and we would do a lot of camping and stuff, so we kind of used it like a camper and stuff like that. So we took the middle row out, took the back row, and that was when you could slide the back row, I don't know if you could still that, slid the back row all the way forward, so it was almost like a row and a half, I guess, distance at that point. So I had a ton of room in the back. I could throw all the wire spools and server rack stuff and all that kind of, all my tools back there. And then, this is when my brother was living with us, and, he was a teenager, but he was like 6 foot, so he'd sprawl in the middle row. And we'd, I'd work with it during the week, and on the weekends, this is when I lived in Indianapolis. We'd drive up to the Lake District or up to Lake Michigan, and camp out of it and stuff. I love those trucks or those vans. And then we had another one. In fact, when we started the channel, we still had our white. I don't think it was a Town & Country. It's all the same. It was a Grand Caravan, and we drove that thing just everywhere. Love that truck. Van, whatever. Neil says, any idea who will sell Bosch besides specialty and industrial supply stores? Well, right now, Lowe's carries them, but they don't have a huge selection. That's always been one of the issues. If you really want to get into Bosch, you have to go through a specialty store. Tony says, howdy from Roswell, New Mexico. Trolling for Dollars says, and the rest of you all from Phoenix. What's it like down in Phoenix, man? Is it hot right now? It's been hot-ish. It was really hot. Was it last week? And then this week has just been warm to hot. And then, actually, this coming week, it's supposed to be kind of cool. The wind's supposed to come in. Of course, that means allergies.
Okay. When you say cool, you need to clarify what that means.
70s.
That is kind of cool.
The Dutch says, have you figured out what car you want to get? I vote for 2010 or newer Ford Taurus all-wheel drive. It's been hard to find, at least in this area, a good Taurus. I like Tauruses. I'm brand agnostic. I'm not like, I gotta have brand. I've got a bunch, or at least had a bunch of Ram and Chrysler products. We still have 2. Yeah, we got 2 Jeeps and the Suburban, the Chevy, but I've also had I've had 2 Hyundais. I've had a Kia. I've had at this point 60 cars. So Yeah, I just
He has a problem. Probably you guys all have similar problems.
Yeah, I'm guessing.
So.
But no, I have not decided. I started off looking at. So let me hold off. So I started off. What he's talking about is I posted on the Facebook page asking people their opinion about some cars I was looking at, and the reason is we want to get a car to leave here in Vegas so that if we want to, we can fly down and not have to drive. Flights are super cheap, and Southwest just started flying into our regional airport. And besides that, there's also Allegiant. Is that the other one? Yeah. So, I mean, those are two low-cost carriers. The prices are just going to go down. They're going to be like sub-$50 round-trip tickets. And that's the benefit of working out of Vegas or having to go to Vegas is cheap flights. So the idea is, we're going to be bouncing back and forth a lot, leave a vehicle here, save all the money on the flights and or on the gas and the wear and tear on the vehicles. So I wanted to get a full-size sedan, something for tooling around town, maybe have some fun in, go out on the, with the wife on date night kind of thing. And I used to have a Caddy, and I been really missing I had an 81 Eldorado Barrett's, red stainless steel roof, red leather interior, full Mac Daddy kind of thing. And I've been missing that, and I saw the CTV, the CTS V, and it's a midsize with the engine out of a Corvette, but not even just any Corvette, a Z06. And I was like, man, I need this car, and it'll be fun, but it's a midsize car, and I'm older, I'm a bigger guy. I'm like, I need to relax, I need the comfort, so I need a bigger car. The STS just doesn't have the reliability. I found out about Hyundai, which I've liked. I've had two Hyundais and one Kia. I've done over 150,000 miles in all of those, and the Hyundai makes the Hyundai Genesis, and they have a Type R with a 5-liter, souped up 5-liter that has more horsepower than the Mustang GT 5-liter. So I was looking at that. So if you guys have any suggestions on a full-size car that's got like a performance addition to it, and we're looking to get something used around 2010-ish year, like around 100,000 miles, because we're not going to be adding a ton of miles on it, because we're only going to be using it half the year, when we're down here. So, I don't mind getting something that's got more miles on it, especially something like Hyundai's, which, they do good with, they go over 100,000 miles easily.
I think there's a confusion between which brands you're talking about.
Why? I said Hyundai.
Okay.
I don't understand the confusion. What's the confusion?
I thought that they were saying a different brand. That's okay. Carry on. Ignore me.
She's confusing me. Sorry, my whole brain was just like, what have I been saying? All right. Anyway, back to the talk. We said this. Princess Jamie says, nice ears, Jesse. Thanks for my joining the live stream last week.
And I think you were asking about your shirt that you were wearing. Did I hear correctly that Justice is coming back online only? So feel free to let me know.
Mark says, have you tried the Chemo impact drivers? I have not. I have talked to several people who have tried the Chemo stuff. I've talked to Chemo, the people who run the company, and I won't test their products. They're not welcome here. David says, more cowbell. Chaka says, I have a feeling Flex will be all right. I certainly hope they drive TTI to discontinue that cruddy green tool line. If anyone's going to do that, it's going to be Skill, man. If they expand that Skill line and it gets to the size of Ryobi, there will be no reason to even consider Ryobi. Wohawk says allergies means breathing is overrated. Luciano says you really need to collab with Project Farm. I'm so desperate for it to happen. Noah says hello from Texas.
Hey, Texas.
Mark says I've missed something that Harbor Freight came out with a new tool line. Nope, this is owned by Shervon. They're one of the top 10 largest tool companies. They make Kobalt tools and Master Force and a bunch of other stuff. The V says thanks for your content. Thank you so much. Steven wants to know what kind of cowbell that is.
I believe it is a Happy New Year cowbell.
A noisemaker?
I think it literally came out of a one of those boxes you can buy that's preset, but I'm sure it's shocking to you all, but people know that I use bells during our live stream, and so sometimes I get random bells sent to me.
Mike says, I was looking at the Bauer and Earthquake half-inch cordless impacts. Your opinion between the two for the money and durability for working on a 1-ton Dodge, for instance. If you're just doing it every so often at home, I have the Bauer Impact, and it's decent. And in fact, I've been pretty surprised with the Bauer line altogether. When it came out, I was not expecting much from Bauer. And, that's the tools we run with almost entirely up at the Montana house. And I have all my Bauer stuff up there. And that's the house that we work on and all that stuff. It's a wide array of tools. And I use it for a ton of stuff. I do have the Earthquake. I never use it. I've never run into a situation where I had to bust it out. And there's not much to the line. So if I was going to do that, I would either find a line that I'm going to get into, or maybe one of the, I don't know. I have a hard time recommending the Earthquake, but I think for just casual use, the Bauer is more than you'll need. Tony says, howdy. Let's see here. Levy asks when I'm going to review the Harbor Freight generator. It's going to have to be after we get back to Montana, which means maybe next month. Problem is I got to come back here in June for World of Concrete. So I'm going to be bouncing back and forth. He says, not a contractor in the way I need these tools, but I'm a DIYer and I got the Ryobi and it's amazing price on power. It is. The Ryobi. Now, Ryobi has several different tiers. Their lower tier stuff is meh, but their higher tier stuff is really good for the price. Let's see here. He says, I watched the video about the table saws, but none are really available. There's a whole issue going on with shipping right now. Everyone's having problems with that. Alex says, what's the deal with the 20-volt Hercules? Is it going to replace the Earthquake stuff? I can tell you that they're going to be going seriously into automotive tools with the Hercules line. And I can tell you that I talked to... Oh, can I tell you that? Let's just... My feeling is that if I was looking for a line, I was choosing between those two, I would be looking at Hercules more than Earthquake. Trevor says, what would you recommend for a budget router and table? I was thinking about Kobalt. Any thoughts? Kobalt has a good one. Skill has a good budget router. And they have a table, one of the small benchtop tables. Is that what you're talking about? They've got one of those. I found Bosch makes a fantastic one. If you go over to CPO, you can often find a factory refurbished Bosch table for cheap. This
is one you're going to miss because they didn't do at the Den of Tools.
Uh-huh.
It says, hello from Lexington, Kentucky. I finally caught your live.
Lexington.
My sister, actually, I was there not that long ago. Close. My sister has a Genesis and has all kinds of electrical gremlins.
Really? What year is it?
Yeah, that was going to be my next question.
Is there going to be a flex table saw? I would not. There might be like a compact job site saw. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised to see that. But that would probably be later on. I don't know if that'll be at launch. Mark says, I just picked up the half-inch impact chemo to keep in my wife's car. Any thoughts on chemo? It seems solid, so I might want more. Well, yeah, I just talked about that.
Mark Olson, make sure you do at the Den of Tools. If you don't have the there, it won't highlight for us, and so we're more likely to miss it.
We try to catch them, but things get by. Princess Jamie says the new Flex has a lot to compete with DeWalt, Makita, and Milwaukee. They do, but you got to remember this. So DeWalt is everywhere, right? They're just all over the place. And then the number 2 in the U.S. is Milwaukee. Of the top 5 hardware stores in the U.S., only Home Depot carries them. Of the top 10, there's only 2 other ones, like Sutherland's, which is mostly down in Texas, and some other regional store. You can buy them on Ace, but it's only online. Of course, you can buy them online. So Flex coming out through Lowe's, that puts them in the number 2 store. It's over 2,000 stores across the nation, and they're also going to be available through I can't remember. They told me some online distributor is going to have them. So there's going to be an online option, and then of course, but Lowe's is going to be the only retail place you can go and you can pick them up. I think that's going to give them a real advantage. And some people just hate shopping at Home Depot, and it really kind of depends. I found this store by store, like where we lived in California, the Home Depot there was awesome, and the Lowe's was absolutely terrible. You just wouldn't go there. And then here, the Home Depot is terrible, but the Lowe's is awesome. And then up in Montana, they're both actually pretty good. So, go ahead.
Zaffiel with the $1.99 super chat. Thank you so much. I'm ringing the bell sort of this way because I don't want to kill people. 3, 2, 1. Thank you. I like how you covered it after.
I was trying. I reacted slowly.
Yeah.
Scorpion Sunday says, I watched the Flex video today. Cool tools. They're pretty cool. I mean, they got all the features you want. We've been trying to wear down the battery in this one because I got to test the charge times for the fast charger. The 280 watt thing. So we're gonna have to see how that goes. Let's see here. Gary says, good evening. Good evening on this cold, wet Sunday.
Hey,
Trolling for Dollars says, Jeff just asked Jessie any technical streaming questions. She's handled those streams you were absent for. She did. She's a lot better at this stuff than she gives herself credit for.
I'm excellent except for when I forget a microphone for like 45 minutes. Thank you for those of you that still stuck with me.
Steven says the Town & Country has just over 100,000 miles. And, that what I found with those cars is change the oil regularly, put good quality oil in it, and get it, and tune it up on a regular basis. My Voyager would start to feel like it's about to die, do a full tune-up, and it would purr like new. It ran forever. Princess Jamie says, I found WorkPro and Bosch in True Value. It hit 100 in San Antonio.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
And Trolling for Dollars says, only in the low 90s. Neil says, reminding people to type at Denatools. Thank you very much, Neil. Wohawk says, isn't always hot when Jessie enters the room?
Aw, thank you.
Princess Jamie says, what's your opinion on the Bauer launching the 256 volt battery? For those of you who don't get that, that was an April Fool's kind of thing that went around. Man, it'd be cool if we could buy some big batteries like that. I could probably have some fun with some stuff. Hook it up to one of my electric scooters. Levy asks, when will you review? Oh, we talked about that one. Let's see here. Oh, so jumped on me. Mm-hmm. It does that. Toyota Camry or Honda Accord. Camry's a mid-size though. It's not a full size. And they're not fun to drive. Tyler says, I'm looking to buy my first project car. Any suggestions? Don't know much about cars. I want to learn. I would say start with an older car. Like get like a 70s car, something fun. Maybe not one of the high-end muscle cars. They're simpler. You learn the basics, and then from there you can move into something that's got a computer in it and it's got all the other sensors and stuff, and you can deal with that stuff. So like when I learned on 70s and 60s era cars. So I really miss the day where you'd open up the hood and there's tons of room in the engine bay and you can reach anything and all you need is a wrench and you can fix it all, and it's not quite like that anymore. Big guess?
I was agreeing with you. It's not like that anymore.
Mike says, you mentioned the Town & Country. You made my brain picture a 72 Ford Country Squire station wagon. Old gasaholic, but there's plenty of room for sure. Boy, if you can find anything in a station wagon in good shape with low mileage, man, people love those things these days. Chaka says P71 Crown Vic, not a Hyundai. And White Church says, what's your favorite or most recommended Harbor Freight air compressor? Well, personally, I use the Fortress 2-gallon. I don't use any air tools anymore, so I don't need a larger compressor. So that's what I use for pretty much everything. It's super quiet. It fills up fast. It's lightweight to be able to move it around and such. I think it's great. Other than that, honestly, like I've got like shop blowers, like mini leaf blower kind of things for blowing out the shop and stuff like that. Air is just not something that is a big issue for me because, as I said, I don't use any air tools.
Don't jinx us.
Yes. Andrew says, how are these tool companies allowed to have exclusive tool deals after a California judgment against them in 2012? I'm not aware of the California judgment. I'd be interested in seeing that. And Connor says, howdy. Smoking Reptiles Homestead says, I guess I have perfect timing. I'm wanting to upgrade from Ryobi. Well, that would be quite an upgrade. If you're looking for, because this set is, with the 2 batteries and everything, the premium set for this, I think, is around $200. So that's not an inexpensive tool. I will say this. These are 24 volt, high power brushless. The 2.5 batteries on these are the equivalent of, on the brushed DeWalt's, getting those 1.3 batteries. There's not enough depth to them. And you got to think about the way that the motor processes power. And this is a very layman, non-technical kind of way, but basically it's like dipping into a well. Sure, it can run for a long time on that 2.5 well, but on a 5.0, it can dip deeper into that well and provide more power. It can overpower the tool. And that actually is the technical term that they use in the engineering, is they can overpower the motor for short periods of time to provide high power to stuff. And the 2.5, just I don't know why they include it. It's not, I guess for doing light work with it, you're going to want the 5.0s.
Hey, Brad's Workbench. I saw you before, so I saw that you were on. Hello. Thank you for joining us.
Frank says, hello, I started my new job, so I can't stay long. Congrats,
totally
man.
Yep. Super excited for you.
Spectre says, do you prefer Dodge, Ford, or Chevy? I'm brand agnostic, man. It
really is.
We had a Ford. We sold that not too long ago. I currently have a Chevy, and I just sold my Dodge, but we still have 2 Jeeps, 2 Chrysler products. And I'm looking at a Hyundai. And I love European cars. I've had a Saab, I've had BMWs, I've had Mercedes, I've had Volvos. Always wanted a Lancia. Never got my hands on a Lancia. The Murphy's Metalworks says, is the Bauer right angle drill any good? Yeah, I've used it a ton, actually. I've used it for doing a lot of assembly work, for drilling under cabinets, that kind of stuff. I really enjoy it. In fact, I often wonder why people don't just take the right angle drill and put a socket adapter on that and use that for taking off bolts and stuff, rather than having to spend an extra $100 for their specialty, E-ratchet. Let's see here. Mark says, hey Bear, I was just in Indianola. It's a nice place to drive through. Do you ever go to Iowa? I grew up in Iowa. In fact, my grandparents had a farm in Indianola. I used to go to Indianola all the time. Do I ever go there? No. I wish I did. And I've been trying to talk about excuses. In fact, we were talking about this summer doing a big road trip, but not everything's open yet, so we're probably going to try and do that next year. Kirk says, Jess, I have my grandfather's triangle ringer from the farm. It's over 100 years old, and no, you can't have it.
I saw that. We can still be friends. It's okay. I'll get over it. That's super cool, actually, that you have that. I think that's super awesome.
All right. Connor says, hello from Nelson County, Kentucky. I miss Kentucky. James says, first gen, it's the coupe. Oh, the coupe. I'm looking at the 4-door. I know a lot of, I haven't really looked at the coupe. Fun says, must have missed my previous post. I'm sorry. What did you say? Sometimes the chat jumps around on me. I try to read every post where someone types at the Den of Tools on it. So, I will try not to miss any more of them. Repair Your PC says, howdy.
White Hot Shaft with a $7.77 super chat. Say that 6 times fast. Says, thanks for what you do. Owned 20 plus vehicles, but can't wait for my Cybertruck. Thank you so much for the super chat and for the tongue twister. 3, 2, 1. Thank you. It's not as good as my other bells.
I want the Cybertruck just for its performance. The thing is hideous. Let's see here. Levy asks, "Hey, ask the bear to say Levy. I'm sure he wears Levi jeans. This is a great stream. You two are entertaining. Thank you so much." And Brad says, "You back in Vegas?" Yes, we are, and I'm getting kind of hot right now. In fact,
it's really hot.
Could you open the garage door? I think it's gotten dark enough out that...
Oh, okay. I'm glad you clarified that because my little hot brain was like, what? Okay. I thought you meant the other door. I shall return.
At least she's cute, folks, right?
That's right. Are
Trevor...
we all the way or partial?
All the way. Trevor says, "What do you mean you have to buy Milwaukee tools?" Hold on. What are you doing over there? What are you doing?
Oh, I'm watching someone make a...
No, you're waving at something.
Oh, I don't know.
Weirdo. My child's a weirdo. He's sitting over here. I moved his desk in here next to me, so during the week I can keep an eye on him while he's supposed to be doing his homework. Yeah, I saw that.
He made a Boston...
I saw it. Anyway, so what do you mean you have to buy Milwaukee tools online at Ace? Mine sells DeWalt, Milwaukee, Craftsman, all in person. Well, that's not... How do you say that? That's not a corporate thing. That's an individual store choice. Ace is a chain. So as corporate, they have not pushed that policy out to everyone. Connor says, "I was the first to like the live stream." Thank you, sir. D-Sack says, "Why is DeWalt not at Menards? I work at Menards and we carry all the Stanley Black & Decker brands." I thought it was. No, I don't have a Menards near me. The closest one is when we're in Montana. There's one in Casper, Wyoming, and it's quite a drive. It's like 5 hours, and I've been there once. So,
what are you
I'm
saying
not sure.
Me?
Oh, we said all sorts of stuff about you.
Probably true.
James says, I want to say 08. A van just drove by and said fluid truck.
I know. I almost said that too, and I'm like, that's going to sound weird.
That's... Anyway, he said, I want to say 08, 09 first gen coupe. I've heard a lot of positive reviews for the Kia Stinger. The Kia Stinger looks great and looks like it'd be lots of fun to drive. But the problem is it's just too new. And so the best used prices are above what Mama Bear will let me spend on my little endeavor here.
Me? Shocking. Did we...
I don't.
Simply Small Engine Repair with the $2.34 super chat. Hey man, loving the channel. Thank you. 3, 2, 1. Sure, our neighbors think we're totally insane. I just think the attractiveness happening behind us is,
the garage mess.
Yes.
We're
in the middle of.
It's not ours. How about that? Let me put that one.
Really
Most of
nice.
it isn't. The Bauer box up there, that one might be mine. I have this corner right now, which is we're looking to move.
Man, it's bright.
We've been renting this house for a while. We're going to be getting something new this year. Someplace I want to get someplace bigger. It's got a bigger garage, so I can build out a full shop down here. Fingers crossed. It's hard right now. The market here in Vegas is real pain. Ford or Dodge? Honestly, I would probably go Dodge. If you're talking like when I see those two, I often think my thought goes to pickups, and I would go Dodge. Basically, what I've seen is Fords are more expensive. They have less problems, but the problems they have are big problems, like the rear tranny going out, transmission or something like that, or the electrical system dying. Dodges have a lot of problems, but they're all small problems, like this little plastic piece broke, or this thing doesn't align right, or whatever. So I would rather have a lot of little problems than losing my transmission. So I drove the snot out of our truck. We got it practically new. Drove it, put almost 100,000 miles on it, and sold it. And the only reason we sold it was to reduce our payments, because we were, paying $500 a month on it. So we're trying to get all of our credit, our debt, I should say, eliminated.
Yep. Simply Small Engine Repair with a $5 super chat. Thank you so much. Says, some of your videos I used to buy the tools I use in my YouTube videos. You and Project Farm. Awesome.
Awesome. Thank you.
3, 2, 1. Ding, ding, ding. Thank you.
Oh my gosh. Ringing in my ears. Princess Jamie says, even my 2017 Silverado 2500 has a lot of room to work on them. That's cool. David says, Runnings sells DeWalt and Milwaukee. Who's Runnings? Never even heard of them. As I said, smaller specialty shops, yeah, but as far as the majority, there's 2,000. So the largest hardware store or chain in the U.S. is Home Depot with nearly, I think it's like 2,400 stores. Right behind that is Lowe's. Next is Menards. And I don't think they have nearly as many stores, but they're huge stores with big volume. Fourth is Harbor Freight with 1,000 stores. And then fifth is, I'm trying to remember which one's fifth. It might be Sutherland's, or it might be Ace. I don't know. What's a good budget sandblaster? The Harbor Freight one. I've used. They have just little handheld versions, and then they have the one that's built into the cabinet and everything. I've used them before. They take some tweaking on the cabinet. You got to really, put some silicone on it, seal it up. But for the money, can't beat it.
Hey, Blind Tool Man.
The Zafio says, I'm now of the opinion that Honda Kawasaki stuff is horrible to work on, might run good, but apparently Japanese think everything should be disassembled to bare bones to work on. Yeah, I've seen that.
Adam Bennett with a $20 super chat. Holy guacamole. Thank you so much. Says, hey, y'all, where are you filming? In your garage? Ha ha ha. Love that. Ring that bell. Thank you. 3, 2, 1. I'm sure our neighbors are loving it.
Oh, my gosh. Did you watch the Makita 2021 patent video? I did not, but I'll have to check it out after this. Mark says, what DIY half-inch impact driver do you recommend? The budget options are Bauer and Ryobi. Both have inexpensive, good quality ones. If you want to spend a bit more, get the Kobalt. The Kobalt is fantastic. I know guys that use it professionally in their shop daily. Splat PB says, what about Subaru Outback, their station wagon? Dude, it's too small for me. All the Subarus, they're tiny on the inside. And it's, I know my son's been trying to talk me into, he wants what's the one you want? The Impreza WRX.
Dad's talking to you.
Yeah?
I was asking what Subaru it was you wanted.
The WRX.
Yeah, WRX.
Impreza.
I'm slightly concerned about what's happening in his...
Yes. Do you prefer tacos or bacon?
Bacon.
Bacon tacos.
Bacon tacos. That sounds delicious.
That sounds terrible.
No, you make the shell out of the bacon, and then you put all the goodies inside. It sounds delicious.
Adam Bennett.
Whoa, holy guacamole. Okay, where's the bell? That's not a bell. Oh my gosh, what the heck? $50.
Thank you so much.
Holy guacamole. Where's my triangle?
And somehow you missed...
No, I
Oh,
said
you
that
got
one.
the... Okay, sorry.
Yes. I'm on top of things.
Sorry.
Except my bell.
Sorry.
3, 2, 1. I'm going to try to find a different bell. Thank you so much. Sorry, it's not a better bell. It's what I'm working with today.
Yes. Let's see, where was I? Tacos or bacon. Gary says, I finally went and got my 44-inch toolbox yesterday, now to clean up the garage and to make room for it. And then you got to load it up, and then you realize the organization is wrong, so you got to take everything out, you got to reorganize it, then you need to buy organizational things. It's always fun buying a new toolbox. Mm-hmm. Fred Hill says, howdy. Hey, Fred, how's it going? How you doing?
Hey. Did I...
Go
ahead.
Sorry, Dr. Falcon says, I missed my 68 Javelin. That's a great car. That's the one you don't hear about a lot. Serena Morano says, I'm going to be building my own fence and shed soon. Any cheap and decent nail gun you would recommend?
That's neighbor kid.
Yeah, sorry, neighbor kid on his quad.
Yeah.
Says, sorry. Anyway, he says, oh, what nail gun? Sorry. And it's, I would say he's looking for Griffin.
I know. Oh my gosh, we missed a bajillion. Sorry.
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 Friends came by on Toys, tried to say hi and stuff. They forget that we live stream on Sundays. So, nail gun. Whatchamacallit? Ryobi. Ryobi has a great line of cordless nail guns, and that's what I would use.
I need you to scroll this back up. Joe the Tool Guy with a twoper with the twoper. That's a new word. $2 super chat. I know your lips are sealed on Flex. Anticipating. 3, 2, 1. Thank you so much.
Yep. I can't give my opinion, but I can show you all sorts of stuff. They didn't say I couldn't show the tools, and I took them at their word. She said to me, please don't give your opinion on the tools. One guy's like, well, you were reviewing the bags. I'm like, they didn't say anything about the bags. I used to do contract negotiations. If you want me to do something, you'd better be specific about it.
Adam Bennett, holy guacamole. You are like amazing. $100 super chat.
Holy cow.
Here's 100 because you guys are awesome. Thank you. I wish I had a better bell for you. 3, 2, 1.
We're going to get sued for causing people's deafness or something.
That might happen. Thank you so much, Adam Bennett. I super appreciate your super chat. We super appreciate your super chat.
We do. Everyone, my gosh, guys have been just incredibly generous tonight. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. And Crystal Lynn Sky with a $10 super chat. I did see your comment earlier. He gets behind because he talks a lot. And I know that you said Mater is going to be on in a little bit. It says from Mater. So thank you so much, Mater and Crystal Lynn. 3, 2, 1. I think I broke this thing. Anyways, I'm about to
we
break
can
my
only
earballs.
hope.
What are you trying to say?
I love you. Did you see his live stream the other day?
Which one?
Mater's, where it said Mater, and then it said like Mater's girl as the other person.
Didn't.
Yeah. So anyway, this thing, I got to talk about this. This is a beast of a battery, and I'm hoping they're not watching, because I'm going to be taking these things apart. So we're going to do a full deep dive this week. I'm going to do my best. I got a railroad I got a railroad track. I got a 2-foot or 3-foot piece of track, and I'm going to be taking that reciprocating saw to it, and seeing if I can let the smoke out. I've got some rock or granite we're going to test the impact on. I can't think of anything like real stressful to do with the circ saw. If you can think of a good stressful test with the circ saw, I got a bunch of plywood to tear through, see if we can get that thing to heat up. But yeah, the recip now. So recip is like my go-to tool. I've been using recip saws forever because I've done a lot of rehab work on older buildings. When I did construction, I never did new construction. New construction is like
it's like new.
It must be nice because you come into a blank canvas and you just got to build out with,
Hey, what did you do with my triangle?
Oh, did it go missing? I don't know.
Let's see what I have to work with.
Anyway, I got to get back to these comments here because I'm getting way behind.
Owen's Jeep Stuff with a $5 super chat. And there's the fluid truck again. Thank you so much, says taco or bacon. That's a choice that should never be forced on a human. Oh, that's a hard one. I say both. Or how about bacon tacos?
No,
See, that's
bacon
what I'm saying.
tacos.
Sounds delicious. 3, 2, 1. Thank you
Slow
so much.
roasted carnitas tacos.
Okay, but the shell could be made out of bacon.
Shell.
Bakken.
Who has a
Bakken.
shell? It's
Like
not a
taco.
tortilla.
No, it's a taco.
That is a taco.
Oh my gosh. You're not in charge. Barbecue 76. He's going to back me up on this. $2.76 super chat. Shaka said, thanks for recommending Ryobi nail gun. I don't think that's what Shaka said. 3, 2, 1. Thank you. I don't think that I missed anyone, but I'm checking.
Really?
Yeah.
Because there's Connor. Says make his ears ring for $1.99.
Where did I don't? How come I don't have that on mine?
They're new?
Okay. But it should still be on here.
It's right there.
Connor.
I can see it.
Okay.
I can see
you
it from
guys
here.
are gonna see some bell violence up in here. $1.99, making his ears ring. 3, 2, 1. Thank you. Russ with a $5 super chat. Thank you so much. Super appreciate it. I think it's our neighbors again with
Let's see here. Blind Toolman says my blindness must be getting worse because Jeff's on the wrong side of the screen. I am?
yeah.
How am I on the wrong side? I'm always on this side.
No, sometimes you're on the other side. On the other side of their screen.
When we're in Montana.
Maybe. And Blind Toolman's been busy lately, so
He has. Scorpion Sunday said something. Let me scroll back here because I missed it. There it was. I just paid off my 2006 Toyota Corolla. I want to keep it for another 18 months and then get a truck or SUV. I had a 80, I think it was an 82 Toyota Corolla Tercel. I drove that thing into the ground. Brad's Brad's workbench says, "Did I tell you that I'm not officially a professional woodworker? Found company that does some crazy unique builds." I think it means officially.
that's
Yes.
what I read because I
Yes.
didn't read the not before.
I think that's what he meant because I actually saw your comment early. I think you made just a comment, or you sent me a text message, I think, telling me that you got a job doing that. Because I'm pretty sure we had a conversation about this. But anyway, congratulations. That's awesome because I knew it was a big deal for you being able to work close to home and being around your daughters and stuff. And that, I'm just thankful for that happening for you. Mike Adams says, with pneumatic impacts being replaced with cordless electric tools, are makers planning on making cordless chisels, etc., to replace those types? They're working on it. They're trying to find ways to do it. You know, here's what people don't realize. As soon as there is a viable option for most air tools, the big shops, the pro shops, will ban them because there are safety issues that cause them to have to pay exorbitant amounts of insurance because of those air tools, because of issues that happen with airlines. The owners will ban air tools. They'll still have compressors for like the lifts and stuff like that, but the individual guys, you'll be forced, and that's the other thing is they can then downsize the compressors they have because they're like, well, you know, you guys have to buy your own tools now. You know, we're not, you know, you can buy those. We don't have to provide a compressor for you. Mark says, did you ever have a slant 6?
He's going through his mental.
I am. I'm going through my database.
Good night, Scorpion Sunday and Frank.
You know, what's funny is I did not have many 6-cylinders. And I had a ton of 4-cylinders. I had some 5-cylinders and 8-cylinders. Never had a 10-cylinder. Did I have a 12? No, that was a twin turbo, not the 12. I don't know if I've had a slant 6, to be honest. I don't remember. It's a lot of cars to go through. Many, many years.
Hey, Justin Dow.
Justin, brother, how's it going? Matthew says, do you think they'll come out with an outdoor power equipment for Flex? I think they will have some, but kind of like Milwaukee, where it's just like a nod to it. I don't think they'll be serious about it. I mean, they've got ego, so they don't really have to go into that line. Dean says, I was late. Did you see Grizzly 11 toolkit for sale in Optics Plants for $97? I saw it. And Optics Tool Plant, they're a legit company. They sell stuff. I don't see it happening. Maybe it's a type. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I wasn't looking to buy one, so. White Hot Chef says I with the Cybertruck for its utility, not looks. That's for sure. Fun says have Kobalt screwdriver set, broke one, and Lowe's won't replace it. They say they won't have one, and we call warranty, no answers. That's interesting. And I've heard some responses lately from some people saying that they've been having issue with Lowe's with the Kobalt warranty. I asked Shervon directly, who's going to be handling the warranty on the Flex tools? And they're like, we are. Lowe's is not part of this. It's their tool, not Lowe's tool. So you're not going to, and they said that they're going to be completely on the, if you bought it from us, we're going to cover it. You're not going to have any hemming and hawing or worried about whether you dotted your T's and your I's and all that other kind of stuff. Clint says, Jeff, with Shervon increasing its relationship with Lowe's, I'm wondering if Lowe's is second-guessing its relationship with Stanley Black & Decker. I don't think they're second-guessing it now. I think they second-guessed it before, which is the reason they got closer to Shervon, because they didn't like the way that they were being treated by Stanley Black & Decker. Super Jam Master says, do you think that the new tools with lithium batteries or chipped technology are going to become overly complicated and not last? My last DeWalt cordless had lasted 15 years. Well, I don't think that it's going to be that they don't last, but I think it is going to be that you don't work on your own tools. It used to be a time where if I had a tool and it broke, I took it apart, cleaned it up, found a replacement for it if I needed one, and put it back together and it worked. These days, if this thing dies and it's not under warranty, you toss it. Or you find somebody who's got a specialty shop in fixing tools, because it's not something that you're going to be able to do yourself easily. And that's not just Flex. That's DeWalt, Milwaukee, Makita, all of them.
Hey, Chris with the $4.99 super chat says, good evening, all. I hope that you are doing well. I haven't seen you in a while. 3, 2, 1. Ba-ding, ding, ding. Which is interesting because literally somebody said I haven't seen you for a while right below that. But I think they were talking to Justin Dow. Anyways, thank you for the super chat, and thank you for joining us this evening.
Fred says, I had to go to the emergency room at 3 a.m. I'm now up in my room. I've got a small bowel obstruction. Hurry up and wait. May have to have surgery. Oh, my gosh.
I have been there. I'm so sorry. And it really is hurry up and wait.
Well, we'll definitely include you in our prayers tonight.
Absolutely.
Pete says, I'm definitely a Milwaukee and Snap-on guy, but 10 tool kit with 3 batteries for under $100 shipped is an unbelievable value. Yeah, it's a pretty good price. Trolley for Dollars says, is the pack-out stack even taller this week? It might be.
Really?
What? Did I whack you with it? I hope I did. Oops.
You did. Justin, have a great night. I read what you said. He'll read it eventually, but I'll remind him. Have a great night. I hope your day is better tomorrow.
Russ says, paying on your $5 a month plan. Watched your video on 44 by 22 inch tool cabinets. Just got back from buying a blue U.S. General 44 by 22 with top chest and side cabinet. It's on order, but excited. Yeah, sadly, the things are taking a little bit longer with shipping right now. There's a huge traffic jam at the port of L.A. Port of L.A.
I was going to say LA?
And I kept wanting to say Port of Oakland because I'm just so used to saying Port of Oakland.
Yep.
Barbecue 76 says, you don't want to know about Dodge problems or any other manufacturer's problems. I've had too much experience with too many of them. He says that bean counters have ruined all of those. Bean counters have ruined all of them for the most part. There's more to it, but counters suck. Yes, they do. And Swiss Rule is in the house. John comments. Zap says, you're on live chat, just asking for a friend.
Yes, he is on live chat. He's just that behind.
Yes, I am.
Because you give full answers.
Well, and I went on a whole tirade about the car thing, so. Fun says, I'm a mechanic and Dodge trucks are the worst. Hard to say. I'm a GM man, but Ford trucks are actually better than Dodge. Ball joints, U-joints, hub bearings, valve springs, all issues. Matt says, I'm thinking Flex going to Menards would be interesting. That would be interesting. It's not going to happen anytime soon because they've got a contract for quite a while. Russ says, paying on your $5 a month plan, watch. Oh, we just read that. Matt says, what are your thoughts on Festool buying SawStop? I think, first of all, the guy who owns SawStop was thrilled that somebody finally bought his company. And, you know, they make a fantastic product. Festool definitely knows how to make a fantastic product. And that happened some time ago, though. So it's, you know, they've been doing stuff since then and everything else. Anyway, the question is what's going to happen when their patent expires and how they're going to try and maintain the edge that they have so far. Zafio says, do not buy a WRX highest ticket insurance rates on any normal car. Did you hear that, Duncan?
No, I don't listen to
Yes, anyway.
things I don't like.
Fred says, I've owned 2 Dodge 3/4 and a 1-ton. Both were Cummins diesel. Mike says, how does the Delta Cruiser Gen 2 miter saw versus Hercules miter saw? I haven't had a chance to use the Cruiser. I've just had a chance to play with it. Haven't really put it through its test. Was about to when we came down here. We're going to hit it when we get back there. I'm going to do a head-to-head video on that. Let's see where I was here. Come on. White Church says, what's your favorite? Oh, we talked about the air compressor. Brad's Workbench says, shake your fist in the air. Tell them to stay off your lawn. Stay off my lawn! I've been practicing. I'm going to be such the crotchety old man. I'm already pretty crotchety as it is. Mike says, most dependable vehicle I ever experienced was my dad's 71 Chevy pickup, 250, 6-cylinder, 3 on the tree, 3 wrench. I had to explain to my son what 3 on the tree meant the other day. And I showed him a picture. He's like, how do you do that? I'm like, oh, you know, back in the day. Fred says, what do you think about Harbor Freight jack stands? Have they improved them? I didn't think they had any. Do they have any right now? They might have the racing ones or something. My opinion is find a jack stand that has a pin, has that safety feature, and stick with those. Harbor Freight does sell a hearing aid thing. I've heard that. Mark says, just picked up some impact sockets to fill in from Tecton. They are CRV. Opinions on CRV for impact sockets. Tecton makes fabulous tools. Okay, and here's the deal. This is people get really caught up with, are my impacts CRV or are they chromoly? And the reality is, it depends on how they were engineered, because you can make a CRV, you can make chromoly harder than CRV, depending on how you heat treat it and the formula you use and a bunch of other stuff. So I don't worry about it. I just worry about whether it's a good quality tool. And everything Tecton makes practically is pretty good quality. So the only thing I don't like from Tecton is some of the Chinese stuff they have. I wish they'd get rid of it because it's not up to the same level of quality as the rest of their tools. Prince Jamie says, I actually thought the Ryby nailer was highly sought after even for contractors. People like it. It's a good nailer. There's not a whole lot of other people that are making a full line or good choices in cordless nailers. Milwaukee has just recently been getting into it seriously. Try cutting stainless with a circ saw. LVL is the hardest task for a circ saw. And railroad ties are pressure-treated lumber for the circ saw. And does the flex recip have the same setup to install the blades as the Bauer? I don't remember the Bauer. And I've used it a bunch. It's got the typical ring. You twist the ring, stick it in, and actually I think it locks. It locks in the open position. You put it in and it closes, and then you twist it to eject it. Can I help you?
I'm looking for a different bell.
Oh my
People are
gosh.
requesting
Get
the other.
Get the thing up there.
The gong. Yeah, good luck with me reaching that.
I just want to watch you trying to do it on camera.
Nice. I'm sure.
I won't goose you, I promise.
Yeah, I don't believe that. You're gonna.
Can't
knock
reach
me
her.
over. Did it?
I'm stealing your drink.
Oh, shocking. Is anyone else shocked? I'm not shocked. I'm going to use this. So I don't have a little gongy thing.
That's not going to work.
You
There's
don't
wrenches
know.
in the thing behind us. There's a whole thing of metal.
You're not the boss of me.
You should use the gold ratchet.
Oh, that might make a loud gong sound.
What do you think of Greenworks OPE string trimmer blower? Greenworks makes what I consider to be good, solid, middle of the road stuff. It's not fabulous, but it's not super cheap either, and it's usually pretty well priced. Frank says it's great to see everyone off to bed. Good night, Frank.
Good night.
Let's see here.
We have two. Tiny Pyramid with the $4.99 super chat says, "Hi Bear, if you're looking for a reliable sporty sedan in the 10,000 range, check out the Acura TL or Infiniti G35/G37. Both are good options."
I've looked at the Infinities. I have not looked at the Acuras. I knew that I was kind of... The problem is I didn't know which ones had decent performance editions. I know broadly all the lines, but...
I don't have a wrench.
Oh my gosh. Hold on.
3, 2, 1.
That's adorable.
I didn't make it myself. I think I have a bug bite. Like a little flying creature.
Here. Cobalt it up.
Just lean in and I'll gong you from here. So thank you so much for the super chat. And I think Duncan said he likes the G35.
Yes,
That's
he's
what
a
you
big
said,
fan
right?
of the Infinity.
Yeah. Martha, and is it Richie? It says, with a $2 super chat, find a bell with a good ring to it. Well, this is different than the other one. 3, 2, 1. I don't want to like gong through my gong. Thank you so much for the super chat. And hopefully that bell is much more appreciated. White Hot Chaff says, get it on, bang a gong. $10 super chat. Sometimes I read these before I say them out loud. 3, 2, 1. Thank you.
My ears are wrong. Fred Hill says, did you see where I'm at? I did. We responded. Sorry.
Yes.
Blind Tool Man says, Jess, I hear the buzz, buzz, buzz. Get those flies.
That's right.
Barbecue says, now you're talking
get 'em
about
with
food.
this.
Barbecue fajitas are awesome. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
And Scorpion Sunday says, gotta go. I get up very early for work. You have a good one. Take care. Have a great week. Jeff has the Clint Eastwood squints. That happens. PT says, come on, folks. 269 watching. Only 99 likes. Oh,
I
come
almost
on.
forgot to like, but I remembered. Thank you so much for the reminder.
Amir says, I won't say who, but I've seen someone test a flex on a huge beam. I bet that's 3/8 inch thick, and it only used 1 bar on the battery. What is the... I don't know. So I-beams like that, what is the steel quality on a beam like that? Are they hardened steel? You would think you wouldn't use mild steel for that kind of thing, would you?
I wouldn't think so.
Paul St. Marie says, greetings, Paul. How you doing?
Hey.
I got to call Paul out because Paul he knew I got that mini mill. And Paul has taken upon himself to decide that we're going to turn this into a milling channel. He has sent me hundreds of dollars in metal, raw metal, and tools and oils and stuff. And I can't say thank you enough for that. It's fantastic. The only problem is that I don't have a place here to set. Well, I don't have the tool here, so that's up in Montana. So we got to wait until we get back there to set that up and start having some fun with it. Hojo says, hey Bear, did you see that Lowe's has slashed prices on Metabo power tools? Yes, in fact, if you remember over on the Dental Tools Facebook page, we post deals like that all the time, and we've been hunting down all the best deals on that Metabo that they've been clearing out. We've been talking about it for about a month now. There's some really great, and it's across the line. It's not just 1 or 2 tools. There's a ton of stuff there.
Princess Jamie with a $10 super chat. Thank you so much, Princess Jamie. Says, no more business partnership. I am developing plans to go in business for myself as a one-woman mobile shop officially. I have a great network of clientele recommending me after the recent fallout. So thank you. I think that sounds super awesome. Thank you for the super chat. And I cannot wait to hear more. And we'll discuss fashion choices as well, obviously. 3, 2, 1. Thank you.
Let's be honest. Your fashion taste consists of, was it on sale?
We're discussing... Okay. Really? Really? He will be unable to join us at the next live stream or any in the future because
Help.
he's gonna be in the doghouse for a long time.
What was I gonna say? Amir says, I won't say who, but that we talked about that. The Hojo says, hey Bear, did you see that Lowe's has slashed prices? We talked about that. Sorry. Justin Dow, we said cheers. Ed C says, I have a 2010 Town Country. I love it. Not even 90,000 miles on it. Went to start the other day and a spark plug shot out of the block.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah, that is not good.
That's not an added feature that we want.
Mark says, hand hacksaws are useful to me. Any thoughts? If you're doing, close in work, yeah, I mean, I think we all have one around the shop here somewhere, don't we? As far as like good ones,
Duncan,
I can't.
I think I've got an Irwin myself. I'm really a fan of a lot of the Irwin hand tools. They make a good middle of the road, not too expensive quality tool.
Our son's testing the limits of gravity.
The boy cannot sit in a chair and have 4 legs on the floor. It's physically. I'm gonna throw a wrench at you.
You already have.
I'll throw another wrench at you.
I'll dodge it.
Nope.
No, you won't. Josh says, any news on when the Bauer Brad Nailer will be out? It's got to be soon. So that was a tag, a shelf tag they printed. As soon as they start sending out shelf tags, that means it is imminent. Month, 2 months at most is what I'm thinking. Alan asks, any advice for beginner pneumatic angle die grinder? I don't. Maybe somebody else here can chime in. As I said earlier in the show, I don't use really any air tools anymore. That boat has sailed for me. I'm on all electric kind of stuff, and I'm loving it. But if somebody else wants to chime in, I'd love to hear it. Fred says, give Bear. What do you think about the barbecue grill? I love it. I absolutely love I will say this. I wish I'd gotten the one that was not the combo, because I think I'd rather have a full-size gas and a full-size pellet than a half-size of both. If you're in a compact space, and to be honest, we really don't have the space for 2 grills, so maybe that's for the best. But it's, I keep thinking about doing steaks on that thing. I know everyone's talking about doing the roast, the barbecue and stuff, but the way on that grill you can sear, it's just fantastic.
White Hot Shaft with the $5 super chat. If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. That's right.
Justin said, I had an interesting day, not all good. Gonna hit the bed early. I'll text you later about what happened, but it wasn't good. Hope you all have a great night. Man, that sucks. I'm sorry about that. Feel free to give me a call.
He's long gone. I already said all the things you just
all right.
said. Chris says, if you can dodge a wrench. That's right. It's
Yep.
$2.99 super chat. Thank you so much. 3, 2, 1. Thank you. Again, our neighbors think we're insane.
You can tell that the summer season is upon us.
Yes.
Penniless Plantation says hello. By the way, I need to buy a side-by-side this summer.
By the way, let me know what your
There,
other wife
we've talked about
says
it, so
about
when I
that.
buy one, you can't say that we did.
Good luck.
Mark Olson says, is Porter Cable dead? Oh my gosh.
Also, can we talk about the light situation? I look like I'm glowing and clear at the same time. It's terrible.
That makes no sense.
Okay.
Is that better? No? There. Maybe that'll be better. Maybe you should get some more sun.
He is really, like, seriously cruising
Living
for a
on the
cruise.
edge.
Yeah.
Anyway, Porter Cable. So I had said that I thought they were pretty much dead, and that the only thing they'd be used for is as a filler brand at secondary, third-tier stores. But recently, their Instagram has been posting pics daily. And they hadn't posted in 2.5 years. But all the pictures are old. I'm like, what are you guys doing here? I mean, and they said, spring cleaning coming up, and I don't know what is going on with Porter Cable. They won't respond to me. They did respond and said, here's an email. I sent them an email. No. As soon as they realized who I was, they didn't want to have anything to do with me. Dean says, I worked as a mechanic and my experience has been the same as yours. Dodge, like Ford, Chevy, have plenty of issues, but Dodge has less serious ones. My choice would be a Dodge Cummins. I totally agree with that. I mean, I loved my big 8-cylinder, what do you call it? The Hemi, but it had the same issues, the manifold bolts breaking on it. Jason says, my first vehicle was 3 in the Tree, 1977 Chevy pickup. Today I have a 2009 Corolla. It's the most boring grandma car ever, but it just runs and runs, keeps going. I had the most boring car ever. It was I think it was an 86 Buick Skylark. It was built off of the same platform as the Chevy Cavalier. And it was just, as we said, it was invisible. You could drive by a police officer doing anything in there, and they wouldn't see it because it just didn't register to them.
John, 06, can't play anybody. $5 super chat. Says, good set of woodworking chisels for a do-it-yourselfer. 3, 2, 1.
Man, that's a good question. I don't have a good set. I've got some from Harbor Freight. They're cheap junk. And I've got some that are like onesie twosies I picked up and acquired here and there. If somebody else wants to chime in, Brad, if you're here or somebody else wants to chime in and recommend a good woodworking set for chisels, I would be open to hear it. Honestly, I really should probably get one. Let's see here. Ronald says, haven't seen any of your fantastic artwork lately. How's your daughter doing? I've seen the boys run around, but I haven't seen your daughter see more of her artwork. She's been kind of off on her own lately.
She's been 11.
Yeah, she's very hard into being 11 right now. Life's so dramatic.
She's doing good. She's just, doing her own thing. And our kids appear as they feel it.
Yeah. We don't force them on the show or anything.
Absolutely not. Martha with the $2 super chat. Ring the 4-wheeler kids bell. Not really sure what that is. But I think there's going to be one.
No, ring his bell. Go out there and whack him with a wrench.
Yeah. When I have a rule that if I didn't give birth to you and I don't pay your insurance, I cannot damage you. It's the same thing for my children. They're not allowed to damage their friends. I can't do that. But I'll ring this bell. 3, 2, 1. Thank you. Hey, Mater. Mater's Workshop with a $5 super chat.
Hey.
Just got home from Oklahoma City. 550 miles on the trike in 2 days. Holy guacamole. The blower for the Predator 670 mini top fuel dragster came in. Awesome.
I saw the video. I was showing it to my son. And he was like, I can't believe they make a blower for that.
3, 2, 1. Yes, Mater, I know. The bell tonight is special. Much like top Raider.
We're looking for, I said earlier that we're talking about moving here, and we're talking about moving down to the southeast corner of town. And we're over on the far west side right now, which is up against the mountains. And down there is an area that's kind of like a salt flats.
It's awesome.
And the kids have been talking about, we should get a Predator and try to make a land speed, fastest, vehicle using a 50cc engine or something like that. So maybe we'll try that. Let's see here. James said, I recently had to explain to my 16-year-old daughter why we say hang up the phone. She never seen a corded phone, let alone a rotary. That's a good question. I never even thought about that. Fred says, I know right away my pain was 10 out of 10, Mrs. DeBear. You know how sick I was. Like I said, thank God for drugs. Yeah. I waited for 3 hours before going to the ER. Yeah. I have actually been there. I didn't have to have surgery, but I did. That pain is significant.
Yep. And you just can't get away from it because it's your body. I think the worst time I was so sick that I laid down on the floor in the emergency room, and I pretty much think they thought I was dying because who in their right mind is going to lay on the floor in the emergency room?
Trolling for dollars. What's the best 10mm short chrome 3/8 drive socket for someone who loses their stuff often? Probably the Hart. Hart has a set of replacement 10mm, as does AutoZone. So they sell just the 10mm. I've actually thought about coming out with a 10mm of the month club, where every month we send you a 10 millimeter socket. I wonder if I can get some manufacturers to come in with me on that. Like 1 month it's an SK, and 1 month it's a Harbor Freight, and 1 month it's, the Heart, and next month it's a Snap-on or something.
Yep.
Where did you get the stack system? Some of it I ordered online off of Amazon, and most of the yellow stuff, the DeWalt, was ordered online, and the red parts is the VersaStack from from Lowe's. Best hearing protector.
For which?
This is what I use. I love these things. These are my Walker's Razor. They're the slim with the active noise canceling. These things are fantastic. I love them.
James Allen with a $2 super chat. Thank you so much. He says, Mercury Topaz, most mundane car ever.
I had one of those.
3, 2, 1. I don't even know what that is.
I'd forgotten about it. The Williams says, Big Bear, Miss Bear, went to local Harbor Freight in Minnesota to buy the gold ratchet, and they did not know what I was talking about. When I went in the first time to try and find it,
yes,
they didn't know.
Yep.
Because apparently I was ahead of the curve. They hadn't gotten them in yet. Carson's Tool Channel. Hey, Carson, how you doing, man? We should meet up. I'm going to be riding in the area. It's like 40 miles outside of Vegas. We should, man. Email me, red@denatools.com. Anybody who's going to be also here for World of Concrete, yes. I'm going to be here by myself.
Being incredibly bored. I know what's up.
Incredibly bored. Sonic Chris says, sorry for not being around recently. Work has been insane, and the internet has been absent. Well, that will do it to you, won't it? Blind Tool Man says, so when in Montana, Jesse is on the left, when in Vegas, Jesse is on the right, asking for a dyslexic blind man.
Yep.
It's because we go over the Continental Divide. It's a technical thing. When we're on the eastern side of the Continental Divide, the flow gets reversed. Paul St. Marie says, good hacksaw, Lennox. Lennox makes great blades. I love their things. They can put an enormous amount of tension on the blade, and it keeps it from flexing and binding. Clint says, Jeff, within 5 years, do you see Lowe's parting ways with Craftsman? All it is doing is taking up space. I don't know, because I think they're selling a lot of it. Because I'm not trying to offend anybody here if you've bought into the Craftsman line. But there's a lot of people out there that is like Lowe's core customer. It's like, they're slightly upscale. They have a little bit nicer house. They're not really tool guys. But they remember Craftsman. That's a brand they know. And they're like, that's an old school brand that's been around forever. Look how big, red, and shiny it is. I'll buy the Craftsman. And I think that's a go-to for them. I don't think they're a big fan of DeWalt. I don't think they make much money on the DeWalt. They sell a ton of it, but I think their margins are really slim. So I don't, they pretty much kicked Porter Cable to the curb. You can't find any Black & Decker in there anymore. So I think I don't think they're going to push Craftsman out, but I think the rest of it they might. Paul Simery says about $20 to $30 IRC. I don't know what that means.
In real life?
IRC?
No,
I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm losing my acronyms.
It's way past top of the hour.
Oh, it is?
Yes.
Oh, it is. That means it's time for you, yes, you, to select your very own moderator. Adopt a mod, we call it. And what we do here is, we've been very blessed with this channel. We just passed 150,000 subscribers, which is just mind-blowing. And it's fantastic, and we're very blessed. And we like to share the love. Most of our moderators are creators in their own right. And if you are one of the mods, post a link to your channel right now. And then what we ask you, the viewer, to do is pick one of the mods, for whatever reason, just find one you like. Go over to their channel, give a video a thumbs up, maybe leave a comment, share, subscribe, ring the bell, all that YouTube dance kind of thing, and help support the whole community at large. It doesn't have to be a tool channel, any channel, just as long as it helps creators, because it's hard to get started. You get that traction. We've been doing this for 5 and a half years at this point.
Yeah.
So it's not like this was an overnight thing to get to 150,000 subscribers. We've never blown up. We've just steadily grown, and we're very blessed to be here. So,
Yeah.
like to share love. I want to say huge shout out, huge thank you to everyone who supported us with the super chats
chats.
tonight. There's been some amazing. You guys are amazing with that. It's fantastic. All of it, of course, is going to be going to my Hyundai Genesis Type R fund.
5.0. 5.0 type R.
Don't worry, it's going to me. It's safe from these two lunatics over here.
I kid you not. I'm on an allowance. Here, let me show you this. This I got my allowance payment for the week. I get $25.
Okay, can we talk about what my allowance for the week is?
All the monies
No, also $25.
that she gives to herself. So all the money. She's the banker in the family.
Yeah.
I make the money.
You should do a video on me parting ways with dollars. that dollar's mine. Yeah.
Well, and of course, I tease, but that's the reason we have savings and we can afford to have a house in Vegas and a house here and do a lot of the fabulous stuff we do. So, I love her. She is my rock. All right, and also a huge thank you to everyone who is a member. That's the people who have the little bear behind their name, like Paul St. Marie, Barbecue 76, John Gonzalez, and others. Dean also. You guys are fantastic. There are monthly supporters here. If you're interested in finding out more about that, there's a link in the video description down below. All right, we're going to do this is speed round. So we're going to try and catch up here. And because I know I'm way far behind.
Oh, and
Actually, I'm
Tiny
not
Pyramid
really
says
as far behind as I thought I was.
IIRC says if I remember correctly.
Ah, okay.
So we didn't remember correctly. Thank you.
Dean says what happened to Porter Cable is just that. I mean, well, they got bought by Stanley Black & Decker. That was the bad thing that happened. Steve says looking at a Ford 2500 diesel Lariat, 81,000 miles, very clean. Hope we can work a deal. Garnet red, prefer Chevy, but can't pass up the Ford. That's it. I always look for what's the deal. You know, I am not one of these guys that goes, I'm going to go out, I'm going to buy that vehicle, this model, this set, everything. I look at what's the best deal that's out there of everything that's available. I'm not a brand loyalist. They're not coming to my house. They're not going to clean the backyard. They're not going to do my dishes. They're not my best friend, all right? They're a company that I buy products from. I don't look at companies like sports teams, all right? Sports teams you root for because they're your home team and all that, and you have fun with it. Tools, and cars are tools, they have to be the right tool for the job, and sometimes the right tool is the best tool at the best price.
IRC Internet Relay Chat, the original social
That's
media.
what I was
That's
thinking.
what you're... Okay. So the other person who I think was Tiny Pyramid, who also gave us an acronym, thank you, but I think the one you were dealing with was...
That's what kept coming up in my head. I'm like, what do chat messages have to do with this? Fred says, soapbox time. I spent too much money for my broomsticks and ammo. I got $1,000 for all my green tip. Oh my gosh. 55662. I should dig some out. The Jan says, hello from Fayetteville, Georgia. Been missing you guys. Hey man, how's it going? And 10 millimeter of the month. Perfect. Novosnick says, hey Bear fam, great to see you. Hey Novosnick, how you doing? Anthony says, don't forget that SAE goes missing the most, the 3/8. It needs a kit too. Mike says, how are you and Jesse doing now after your C19 experience? Any lingering effects? Or are you completely back to normal now? I'm just curious. I would say I'm fully back and bouncy, and I'm 110%. She's
Not.
what?
I would say mostly. I think I do still have headaches, and I do still have the insomnia.
And the vicious mood swings. Oh wait, she had those before.
Princess Jamie.
I'm teasing her.
Shovel. Bring Shovel.
She
And Daughter of Ra. We're going to have a girls' party. We're going to bury him. Out at the hog farm, where we don't even need to bury him. We just need
that needs to be a song. Out at the hog farm. Throttle Power says, enjoying the show tonight, saying hi. How you doing? And Jason Blair says, okay, we talked about that. Fred says, try and count. I've bought a boat a while back. It was sad. I lost all my broomsticks in a boating accident.
It's terrible.
I even lost my boat. I need a new one. The Dean says you nailed it on the Craftsman buyer. Yeah. Dr. Fox says I had a 61 Valiant, great car. Love the push buttons. Oh, those are cool, aren't they? Those are the push button transmission. Had to explain that to my kids.
Oh, I think I had a vehicle that had that. Didn't have a license. Didn't get to drive it anywhere.
Paul says $23 if I recall correctly in regards to the Linux hacksaw frame. Okay, gotcha. Let's see here. Princess Jamie, yeah, go. Are you putting out more content, Princess Jamie? I've been watching your Instagrams. Great stuff up over on Instagram. I'd love to see. Also, I gotta say a huge shout out to the channel that's been growing and is probably going to blow up sometime soon, and that is the Torque Test channel. You got to check them out. They're doing some great stuff over there. I will say this. I don't think the testing that they do there is the end-all be-all, but I think it should be a data set in your shopping toolbox that you use, because it's pretty akin to what the industry uses for testing. All right, so they're not doing it wrong, but there's two parts about a torque wrench, and the torque, first of all, is how hard it turns, but then there's also the impact on it, and that impact creates shear force, but it's next to impossible to measure that accurately. So, like I saw one test where one tool way outperformed another tool, but you could see that one tool, the tool that outperformed, that was doing the best. What are you guys doing?
It's not us, it's the bottle.
Oh, that thing's cracking. All right, sorry.
Thought our children had lost their minds. I assumed it was the pedals.
No. The tool that won, delivered a lot smoother torque. The other tool that lost you could see it almost trying to shake the entire testing rig apart. And it would seem to me, and I confirmed this by talking to some engineers, that that is a value that is instrumental to an impact wrench, but is hard to measure. Is that the percussion, the shear on it. Anyway, I'm going on and on about it.
Barbecue 76 with a $5.76 super chat. I will not be ringing the bell per your request.
Usual
Thanks
instructions.
to all of my subscribers for putting up with my YouTube videos. I apologize in advance if any of you are new to my channel.
Pete says, I used my Harbor Freight Bauer bandsaw again today. Best $99 you can spend. Works great. It is fantastic. The only thing they need to have is a rig so you can lock it in so it'll hold it upright and then also use it as a horizontal. If they had something like that it would just snap into, that would be it. That's done. There's no other conversation there.
Princess Jamie says she's also going to bring her Jeep because she knows that it would torture you. You know, when we're burying you and taking you to the hog farm. Anyways,
what?
That's right, Princess Jamie. That's right.
Dean says, my wife's motto is, my money is my money, your money is our money.
What's the problem?
Yes. Andrew says, just be happy you get that much. I am thrilled. I am. And she makes me food, too. Bob says, Bear, can you do a video on keeping lithium batteries healthy? That's a great idea. I will add that to the list. Can you make a note of that?
Yes, I'm writing it down. I saw it earlier.
Why don't you actually just pull up the spreadsheet I created? You can actually jot in that.
He'll be making his own food and washing his own clothes.
Princess Jima says, I've been considering a new 6.7 Power Stroke, but not sure yet. Okay. I'm not really, I don't know. I haven't been following those very much. John says, how's the Warrior line? Where is it? Where's the Warrior 12 volt? Do you have it?
No.
It might be in the stack over there. I think it, anyway.
Duncan.
It's not my
They're
fault.
cheap.
You drink too much.
How about that? I'll say that much. They're cheap. Which is, and if that's all you got to spend money on, and you have to get something, they'll work. They'll get the job done. Everyone starts somewhere. Lee says, is there a major manufacturer that makes a corded drill driver, i.e. drill with an adjustable torque clutch for driving screws? I don't know. I haven't really looked at it, but they have that in the, don't they have that in the drywall drills? So won't they do that? Bear's favorite Sawzall blade brand. Linux, actually. Hey, Bear.
Hello.
So he needs to get shorn like a sheep, doesn't he?
Griffin qualified for P2.
They're doing racing sims. That's this whole week when the boys get done with their homework and stuff. We've been either doing racing sims or we've been doing Age of Empires.
Yeah.
And have just grand battles. It's been fun. But the racing sims, we have a Oculus Rift VR set, and then we set that thing up. I never thought I would get into racing sims. Oh my gosh. I'm ready to go out and buy like a $5,000 setup with the handbrake and the whole 9 yards. It's
fun.
amazing. It is incredible. Alex says, is Hercules releasing any more of those tools shown in the recent email picture? Well, I don't know about the email picture you're talking about, but we did just get the brushless recip saw. So that just came out. I think we're going to start seeing about a tool a month for the rest of the year, probably. Princess Jamie says, yes, I've been putting out content. I just finished up my Ford 9-inch front steer axle build and a final fit and finish. I was a subscriber. Maybe YouTube unsubscribed me, but I haven't been seeing the content, so I'll check on that. Throttle Power says, doing good, and hope you guys are doing good too. Thank you very much, sir. Luciano says, best door stopper for the bathroom.
I don't know.
The ones that go twang.
No, you could do one of those Pinewood Derby cars, like the triangle ones. Just shove that under there.
Door stoppers. Something that stops it when it opens.
Well,
Isn't it?
what's the one that goes under the
I don't
door?
know. But I like your Pinewood Derby idea. Luciano says, who dat? Dude looks 16 to 18. He says, I'm a huge racing enthusiast.
Oh, yeah, me too.
That's my son.
Yeah.
And he's going to be 15 in how many months?
Someone thought he was 16.
3,
We're about halfway through April, May,
2.5.
June, 2.5 months. Wilhox says, psst, don't look, but I think there's a small dog on the cup's head.
What?
A small dog on your head, fluffy head.
Yeah. A certain dog would like to come out.
Oh, she should come out. She hasn't said hi in a long time. Come here. Come here, princess. Scoot in, Doug.
The princesses are coming.
Aww. Look who it is. Come here. Come here. Come on. Come here. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Okay, we're on a 2-liter. It's pandemonium. Bella Hound.
Clay.
Molding clay.
Joy. He's that way. Go that way. Bella, go that. Thank you for sneezing on my foot.
Ow!
Go that way.
I hit with red.
She's okay. She's okay. You're okay.
You're not going to live to see your 15th birthday there. Steven says, I want a racing sim rig. Aww.
You could pick up a cheap wheel for like
Someone
$50.
thought Duncan was 16.
So
Then,
they
like-
both just used some of the money they saved up, and they bought. I was proud of them. They both wanted some the wheels, and so he's got a flight yoke, and that's what we've been using for right now.
Yeah,
but
I
it doesn't
custom
have
inputted the inputs.
it doesn't have enough rotation for a lot of the driving. So they both wanted wheels, and they got in those like, oh, we're going to buy these $300 wheels and stuff, and I said, look, you guys don't even know if you're going to like this stuff, how long you're going to keep using it. You've got a lot of toys that you've had, and then you use it for like a month, and you never touch it again. So they both decided to get less expensive ones, and then we found an open box version that was available. So they got that. So anyway, I'm just proud of them for choosing to go with a budget option.
Yeah, I think next month we'll get like a $2,000 motion sim. I think that'll be our next step.
He's delusional.
I think Mom wants her seat back.
Okay.
But thank you for holding it down.
You're welcome.
It could have rolled away. It would have been tragic.
Yep.
Ron says, what we used to do 50 years ago when we were children is hard to explain to today's children to live. Yeah, we used to. I can't talk about what we used to do. Fred says, Mrs. DeBear, I know you just love thinking about ING tubes. My wife had to leave the room for the IVNG tube plus all the other stuff that was going on.
That's a bummer. I'm super glad you're where you need to be to get help, though. And get the best treatment, hopefully.
Steven says, I wouldn't want a $50 wheel. I don't know. They're not bad. Yeah, we'll do a review on it when we get them in. They were $58. Was that it?
Yeah, and like original price is like 70.
Well, that's the sale price was 70. The actual price is like 120, isn't it?
Yeah. But we're looking at used options, which are like 150.
Yeah.
For the...
They've been looking at used, buying it off of like Offer Up and stuff like that for like maybe $10 less. And I'm like, let's get new open box with a warranty for $10 more.
On the ground.
Mike says, been fun, y'all. Early start tomorrow. Catch y'all next weekend. Good night. Hey, we're also going to be doing a watch party tomorrow. It's...
Whoa.
Sorry.
Sorry. For you guys who don't know, that is, that's Canadian for I'm sorry that I did that. It's a family joke.
He's very fluent in Canadian.
Yes. But anyway, I think it starts at 5 p.m. or 4 or 5. Anyway, we'll have a notification up tomorrow so you know all about it. $12 says, has Duncan tried Microsoft Flight Simulator? Yes, we have.
I have 20.
3 or 4 versions of it. We've been using it for years at this point. He also was in Civil Air Patrol, but he gave up on that.
Because he's a quitter.
Slacker.
Give up was the right
Check
word.
out JZ 2 Cents Racing Sim Rig. Have you seen that, Duncan?
The what?
Was it JZ 2 Cents Racing Sim Rig?
Who was that? Who commented that?
John
Dad
Gonzalez?
is behind.
Hero 1117. Welcome to the club. New Bear
thank
member.
you so much. Normally we ring the bell a lot. I will not ring it as much, but thank you so much for joining us. 3, 2, 1. Thank you.
Yes.
Sorry, go ahead.
Mike says, I would like to see your son's hair on Papa's.
He would be so hot.
Oh my, I would die.
leaning back.
I've been shaving my head for probably 20 years at this point. So I couldn't go back to having hair. I would probably melt. Steven says, I need 900-degree of rotation for Euro Truck Simulator 2 and American Truck Simulator. Have you guys seen, was it Sim Farm?
Yes. No, it's Farming Simulator.
Farming Simulator. There is a farming simulator, and you can buy the actual controls.
Sorry.
You didn't say it right.
Sorry.
Yeah. You could buy the actual controls on Amazon and maybe some other places.
Go to Logitech's thing. They make a whole thing for it.
Yeah, was it Logitech who makes it? Let me
Yeah.
change this just a little bit there. So it's insane. It has like the whole side panel you'd use in a combine, stuff like that.
Princess Jamie, I didn't miss it. Sorry. I did see it.
What does your shirt say? Oh, that's the one that's the...
What does it say? I can't read it.
It's so dark. Notice good things, celebrate.
Yeah.
She loves her inspirational shirts.
It's from Mops. So any of the Mops moms out there are going to know. Jessie King, and then it moved. Princess Jamie was saying that she had seen some things from Justice that were online. I also have seen the things online, but of course Eleanor wants to see them in person, so I'm hoping stores will open up again. Anyways, but I didn't miss your comment. I did see it.
Fred says, well, my battery's almost dead, so good night.
Good night.
I'll shoot an email later, tell you what's up. Please do. Please do. Steven says, I had one, but the connection to between the pedals and the wheels went to... went bad, yeah.
Yeah.
That can happen. For those of you who do know racing stuff, do you think, because I'm thinking about getting something so I can race with the boys, do you think I should get what are the two options? The Logitech. I like the Logitech. It looks more like a car and less like a racing sim.
G920 or the G29?
Who makes that? That's Thrustmaster,
That's
right?
Logitech.
Oh,
Thrustmaster's like the T150 or the TMX.
yeah, the two. I want something with force feedback.
The T150 is the one we're getting right now. We're getting the T80.
Anyway, let me know what you think.
Dave Coon 13, welcome. Thank you so much for joining. 3, 2, 1.
Oh, new cub.
Thank you.
Popeye says, I just showed up, but Jeff, do you know if all those Flex tools you received were on Flex's top-of-the-line tools? The Impact, this is the top-of-the-line Impact that they do in this size. They may be doing a bigger one, but right now, I don't know. I don't like the circ saw. I do not think is their top-of-the-line circ saw. I think that inline saw is the top-of-the-line saw. I'll you know what I could do is I'll email them. I have a contact over there. I told them, so I had a phone call with them on Friday, and I said, look, all cards on the table. What I really want out of this is a back and forth communications channel, because that has been what I was able to establish with Harbor Freight and has brought the most value to the community. Is my ability, when you guys have questions or when there's weird stuff going on, or we just want to find out, get answers, I can get that back and forth going and bring answers to the community. And Hart said that they wanted to do that with the channel, and then their turnover there was just too much. They're like it was never the same guy I talked to, so that really didn't pan out. But I would love to by the way, that's open to any manufacturer who wants to have a communications back and forth ongoing relationship. I'm open to it. I don't pick and choose. I just, whoever wants to talk, I'm happy to talk, and then that allows me to get you guys better information. Go for it.
Iron 8, welcome to Tool Bear. 3, 2, 1. Thank you so much.
Steve says, I have Farming Simulator 19 on Epic Games Store. I'm wanting to try it out. I might. Anyway. Ronald says, my grandfather had a lot of Plymouth and Dodges, all with the slant 6 with a push button lever action transmission. They ran great even without oil.
Whoa.
Thomas says, would Ryobi be a good choice for heavier DIY use, not pro use, or should I save up for Milwaukee? Just wondering if Ryobi would be a good option or save a little bit more. Ryobi has different tiers. Buy the higher end tier, the brushless stuff from Ryobi if you're going to put it through hard use, or go to the Kobalt line or the Skill line. Skill makes fantastic stuff. Skill and Kobalt both come with 5-year warranties. So that's another reason to consider them as well. The Kobalt line is entirely brushless. The Skill line has brushless options. And of course the 12-volt Skill is all brushless. $12 says, what are your thoughts on best practices on titanium lithium-ion batteries? The best practice is have them charged. Don't let them sit without a charge for a long time, and don't expose them to extreme heat, extreme cold, or shock. Like dropping them a bunch is not good for them. Leaving them out in your vehicle, like if you live in a place where it gets super cold, then either bring them out of your truck at night or get a heater that you can plug in your truck, that one of those infrared ones, so you don't have to worry about tipping over and burning your truck up. Or or if you like a place like Vegas, you got to bring it inside. You just can't leave them out there. That heat will cook them. The Paul Samory says, if you want to go whole hog on racing cockpit, 80/20 makes a kit you put together that you actually sit in and has the wheels and pedals. I've not heard of them, but we've been looking at a lot of those, and they've got some all from where it's an entire cockpit kind of thing to the ones where you just take your normal chair and it like rigs up around the chair, so you have your thing here and it's got a gear shift over here, and it's got a cup holder over here. Princess Jamie says, oh, I thought you were talking about real racing. In that case, I was going to recommend an LS platform with a decapped E85 injectors and forced induction. No, maybe it will at some point. He wants to. I'm a little too old to get into real racing. My back
Griffin
can't take
says
it.
he wants to too. Thank you. That's why.
Barbecue 76 says, YouTube is pissing me off with what they do and don't allow in my posts. I bet a YouTuber pissing me off post will get sent, but the innocent one that I was trying to say wasn't allowed. all the stuff they're doing is just
we don't have any control.
they if there was a better platform, I would jump platforms in a moment. I hate being stuck on the YouTube platform. I love the community. Hate the people who run it. I don't hate them.
Policies.
I'm trying to be a good Christian about this. Hate their policies. Barbecue 76. Yep, got that on the one. Was not innocent. Got posted.
Yep.
So you're saying I should treat my lithium batteries like a baby? Well, you sure. Yeah, don't leave. Don't shake them. Don't leave them in the car.
Yeah.
That's a good way to put it. Princess Jamie says, my Subaru build, I used nothing but Kobalt 24-volt XTR and would highly recommend them as an alternative to higher tier Milwaukee, Makita, or DeWalt. I use them hard and in hot weather. You know, and this conversation, I'm going back to this conversation I had with the people at Flex. And, I mean, first of all, what a fantastic group of guys over there that I got to talk to. These are people who are just, they live and breathe these tools. You could tell. But you know, I asked them, like, where do you see these different tiers falling? And they see there's going to be two lines in the Flex line. There's going to be the upper tier and then the lower tier. And that's not going to be in every single tool. Some of the tools, I think, like the Recep's just going to have one Recep. But like the drills, the impacts and stuff like that, you're going to have different options. And the idea is for the person who wants that level, wants the kind of support and stuff, but doesn't need to have earth-shattering power, they're going to go for the lower tier. And then they have the people, as they were saying, like the professional who's value conscious, or the professional who's just getting into the trades and can't spend a lot of money. At that point, they're looking at Kobalt and Kobalt XTR. And then we have, he said, then we have the Skill as the entry level, the DIYer, or again, even the truly value oriented professional who's like, I don't abuse my tools. I don't need a super ton of power. I'm not, busting through concrete on a daily basis. He's like, you get a lot of people who, he's like, we got pros who use the 12-volt stuff because, they're doing like installations. There's a lot of different types of pros. People always like to say the stuff, well, a pro wouldn't use. I'm like, what kind of pro are you talking about? There's people who do pro cabinet installation, and all they use are electric screwdrivers for the most part, okay? Because everything comes pre-built, and they're just doing the installation. So, but then at the same time, there's also cabinet guys who come in and build custom cabinets. They're going to use higher-end stuff. So, it's all about where your comfort level is. Have you considered Twitch? I actually have a Twitch account. In fact, I know the guys who started Twitch. Just drop some names there. For those of you who don't know, I used to work in Silicon Valley and I knew a lot of those guys. I know.
Shocking.
No way.
Shock and odd. But I tried doing some stuff on Twitch. I don't know. Paul St. Marie says, here you go. 80-20 testimonials. Let me take a look at this. Find out why I chose. Wait, 80-20. Are these? That's the same guys that do.
I'm writing down their ideas.
80-20. I know what 80-20 is. I am a huge fan of their stuff. So 80-20, for those of you who don't know, makes extruded aluminum parts. That's often used in rapid prototype construction and a lot of other stuff. I did not know they did a racing sim. That is awesome. Oh, I'm going to do a deep dive on that.
Thanks, whoever suggested that.
Set up a backup channel on BitChute just in case. That's probably a good idea. Hawk says, do you feed your batteries after midnight? No, don't feed them after midnight.
Why? Don't do that.
Don't get them wet. Those, and if you didn't notice, these all have, you see this little, I didn't call it out in the video. Those are air induction ports. There's actually fans in the charger that force air up through the battery coming out through these holes back here to help cool the battery while charging it. What time does the watch party start here tomorrow? Well, hold on just a second here. We're going to start about half an hour before the whole Flex face-off thing. So that starts at 5 p.m. Pacific, so we're going to start at 4:30. Barbecue says, I was trying to send a hippo to Miss Bear. I said nothing different in this post. Let's see if it goes through.
Yep.
It did. Interesting.
Ooh, Princess is doing the racing.
She
That girl. The hold on, Griff. My daughter has a lead foot. For those of you who saw the video that I put up about them on the go-kart. Yeah. And somebody mentioned she's got a lead foot. She does. She loves racing.
I don't know if she knows what brakes are.
And then, so the boys are really into a lot of the JDM cars and the tuner stuff and all that. And I saw this really cool one that I think somebody local here in Vegas has, a woman in Vegas. I follow a lot of the not racing, but the car scene in Vegas on Instagram. And I don't remember what car it is. Do you remember, Duncan?
No.
The one with the Arizona T? Is that a Subaru?
That's a WRX.
WRX, which is a Subaru. And they've got it with the Arizona green tea motif, where it's like this kind of soft pale green with the Japanese cherry blossom branches going down the side. And it is just cool. And I showed it to her. I think she would really love it. And she's like, ooh, I hate that. That's disgusting. I would never drive that. Duncan and I are both like, I would drive it. I think it looks cool as hell. And I said, well, what kind of car would you want to get? She's like, I don't know. Either like an old classic Caddy or something like that, or a big muscle car.
That's my girl.
That's my heart. I love her so much. That's right. Anyway. I love that.
Oh, and speaking about knowing what cars are, good boy,
Okay, what?
Griffin, figured out how to identify.
He can't
There
speak
was a
English.
car we couldn't figure out what it was. It'd been all tricked out and stuff. And he came up on the screen and used his phone to use the Google image finder. And it just like, oh, that's a Hyundai Genesis 2-door coupe. And we're like, oh my gosh, I would never have guessed that.
Yeah.
That's what Dad got hooked on Genesis.
And that's why I'm
no.
amazing.
Way scarier if we are.
The Jan says, looking forward to seeing what Mike Lindell's platform is going to be. And Shedding Shadow says, ever drank Bailey's from a boot? I've drank beer from a boot, but never Bailey's.
That sounds terrible.
There's a lot of Baileys to
Yes.
drink. Very thick. Barbecue76 says, yep, went through. I'm flabbergasted. What the? Yep. Luciano says, who's your favorite home improvement tool YouTuber? Boy, that's a good question. Besides myself?
Me, obviously.
I don't know. I'll be honest, I don't watch many of them these days. It's just, I'm focusing on my channel. I watch a lot of other stuff. I watch a lot of car stuff. I watch some boating stuff. I watch electronics. I don't watch a lot of DIY kind of stuff. Trolley for $1 says, has Duncan thought about live streaming his games?
Yes.
He does. He does live stream some of them. His channel is Mad Bad Bear. There's a link on the main page of my channel to his channel. My workshop said, did we ever find out the difference between the Bauer 3 amp and the 5 amp hour? Besides that it's 2 amp hours? No, I have not. I should probably look at, maybe I could crack those open and see what's going on. Have you tried Project Cars?
No, it's too expensive. I can't afford it.
What's Project Cars?
It's a simulation game, like Assetto Corsa.
Oh, I didn't. I'm like, I've had Project Cars before. I didn't know what it was. You should check out Junkyard Digs on YouTube. I'll check that out. Princess Jamie says, I'm just happy going slow over crap in the rock in the woods. Not a single competitive bone in my body except against myself. You see, it's kind of funny because when I'm in Vegas, when I'm thinking about motorsports, it's always about speed. Getting out in the desert, flying over dunes, down on the track, that kind of stuff. And then when I'm up in Montana, reverses. I'm more like big trucks or, or ATVs and side by sides doing, climbing trails, going up the mountain, that kind of stuff. It's weird. My what I want changes with where I am. It's weird. And Mater's Workshop says, with Flex coming out at Lowe's, are they going to do away with Kobalt? Nope, they're expanding the Kobalt line. Philly Fixed, formerly Always Busted. Oh, wow.
Hey.
He's changing the name. Says, hey, Jeff, joined late. Sorry, just posted my Flex Sawzall video. Can't wait to hear your take. I'll have to take a look at it. I've made it my mission. I'm going to try and let the smoke out on mine. We're going to see how far it takes for that to happen, if I can do it. Dave Kuhn says, I haven't seen much new content at Bear's Den channel. Have I missed content? I wouldn't put it past YouTube. No, you haven't.
No.
I've just been focused over here and need to have more time and stuff. I've been doing a lot of stuff with the family, and that takes away from content creation. Dean says, do your boys like the modified old 240Zs? Yes, we were just looking at one online the other day. Love the old Datsun stuff. And Trolling for Dollars says, thanks. In fact, we're really looking forward. This year, we're going to see if we can sneak Duncan into SEMA as my photographer. So, you're technically supposed to
pass as 14.
16.
Oh, I cannot pass as 16.
Anyway. I think that's about it. RN Acre says, just chiming in, but use my Earthquake battery impact to do a brake job on my truck and will never be going back to Air Tools. Just bought a Masterforce 4-gallon air compressor. Awesome. Thank you, sir. That's exactly what I've been saying. Have you tested the corrosion resistance on the gold plated ratchet? I have not. It was as soon as after I did the video, it got cleaned off and went back in the case, and it's still, I'm looking at it sitting over there. My son has it on his desk because he's coveting it. Futon says, greetings all. Let me guess, wrapping it up. Sorry I had a late day. It is like that.
Yep.
PT says, hello, Princess Bear.
Hi.
She says, hi.
She's racing, but she did say hi.
JWO says, do you find it all concerning having fans blowing air into batteries that they will get gummed up with dust and such coming from a drywaller? It depends on the environment. And yes, I did talk about that in one of my previous videos. Like, especially like if you're in a super hot environment and it's blowing air, this air isn't cooled. That's actually going to convection cook it. But, so you got to use it in the right environment. But I'll tell you what, man, I've been trying to drain the battery on this one. And I've been running it forever. It's just now started flashing. That means it's almost drained. So last time on the other one I charge tested, it ran for another 15 minutes after it was flashing low battery. So I don't know if you'll be doing much charging on the work site. But yeah, you got to be careful. If you're in a super dusty environment, yeah, and I did think about that. Like, there should be a way to turn it off. But they're not the only ones who do this. The Ego line has it. The Makita has it. Metabo has it. I'm trying to think who else has the air blowing through it. That's all I can think. Bosch, I think, has it. My workshop, the Bauer battery housings are the same size, 3 amp versus 5 amp. Yes, the inside should be better. Yeah, they're just using better batteries. John Gonzalez says, last racing game I played was CTR on the PS4. Dean says, projects for you and the Cubs in Montana, build a drift boat. That, I have thought about doing that. I really have.
BS Small Engines didn't do at the Den of Tools says, hi everyone, I'm headed home from picking up repairs.
Hey! Carson's Tool Channel says, Rip, I will be in Beatty, Nevada, so about 117 miles outside of Vegas.
Well, still let us know.
Yeah. And anyway, that is 7 o'clock. It's time for us to wrap things up here tonight.
Yes.
Thank you all for joining us. Remember, we're going to do the watch party tomorrow. It starts at 4:30. The actual event starts at 5. And then as soon as that's over, I can start talking.
Yeah.
So anyway, hope to see you all then. Thanks again for joining us here tonight. You, as always, you all take care. God bless. And
And
I
as
screwed that up.
always-
I screwed it up. Shine on. How about that? Take care, everyone.